We're here finally, the last day of the trade period. Let's talk about it. So today is a culmination of the last, 10 or so days of the trade period, and Collingwood can finally sit back because we've got everything that we need to get done before deadline day, which is absolutely incredible. Now, there are a bunch of clubs that still need sorting out. You still got Bailey Smith. What the hell is going on with him? Does he walk to the national draft like Luke Ball did? Are we going to see that again? You've got Jack McRae, Caleb Daniel. There's a bunch of other people who I don't really care about because we got Dan Houston, and that's all that bloody matters. Now, does that mean that Collingwood sit on their hands and do nothing today? Look, probably not. There are a couple of little irons in the fire still. There's still Dev Robertson that could potentially come to the Pies. But in saying that, when that was announced that Dev Robertson wanted to come to the Pies, there was talks that he'd only get to the club if we couldn't do a deal for Houston. Now we got Houston. Does that stuff up Dev Robinson? I still would like him. A little bit of depth, a really good age bracket. He's that 23-year-old age bracket, so he can grow up with Nick in the team, which would be really cool to sort of have. How does it get done, though? We only have 3 picks, and they're all in the 50s. So it would need to be some sort of, maybe not even a future pick swap, like, I don't know, you'd have to go into the draft a little bit more, trade maybe a future second for a couple of higher draft picks, and then use one of those on Robertson. What's he worth in the open market? We don't really know. Like, wasn't even any word of what West Coast were going to offer to get him in. But he wants to come to the Pies, which is nice. We like that. Will it get done though? Probably not. The only other names that are sort of out there are Tomlinson, Hayes, and Tim Membry. Now, Tomlinson and Hayes will be on the unrestricted free agents, which gets done after trade period. So you don't have to make trades for them. And remember that Hayes has done his medical at the Pies. We're looking at key position players. So Hayes is that forward ruck, and Tomlinson could be that full back that we need after Murphy's departure. The last guy we're looking at is Tim Membry, whose name has just popped up out of nowhere recently. 30 years old. Has hit 30 plus goals in about 8 or so seasons. So he is a little bit older. He is on that older side, and we know that we're going for players, not picks, players, not picks. But you still need picks. You still need to pick up kids from the national drafts and stuff like that. So the thing with Membry is he doesn't even have a contract for St Kilda next season. So you either do a deal for him now, or see if St Kilda delist him and you can pick him up as a delisted free agent. So just exactly like Tomlinson, exactly like Hayes, and it could be Membry. So we could get these guys for nothing, or if St Kilda are saying like, okay, if no one picks you up, we might just give you a year deal, then you've got to be like, okay, we can't wait for the listed free agency because they're going to give him a deal. Here's pick. I think we got like a 58 or something for Tim Membry, and then work it. I think he'd be a really good third foil for McStay and for Myercheck. It would be a very nice forward line. Does that mean we could see Reef McGuinness move into the back line? Just something needs to, I don't know, something really needs to happen with Reef because I just can't see him making it as a forward as much as I want it to work. In saying all of that though, I definitely would like to move up the draft a little bit. We know that those picks in the 50s, they'll eventually move over like into the 40s probably when you take into account like all academy bids, all father-son bids. We talked about it in the video before. If Essendon used 4 picks to get Kako, sorry if I mispronounced his name, our pick 58 that we have moves to 54, and our pick 50, not 50, but our pick whatever it is moves to in the 40s. So, those are going to move up, but I would still like to get higher into the draft. I just don't know how that's going to work, unless maybe I got a feeling in my stomach, and this is not because I've talked to anyone or anything like that, because I'm not in the know at all, but that the Pies aren't done this trade period. I don't know if that means getting a higher pick somehow. I don't know if that means trading off maybe a Finn McRae. Maybe we see some of our players get traded. Maybe Finn McRae finds a new home. Maybe Nathan Kruger finds a new home. So it's going to be very interesting. I dare say we aren't finished, which is nice though, because this could be a big of a trade period that we've ever had in a while. It could be equal to the 2022 trade period, getting all those players in, and look what happened in 2023. it's a very exciting time to be a Collingwood supporter at the moment because of this trade period. And when it's all said and done, and we'll do a recap video right at the end and grade it and stuff like that. But we weren't supposed to get Dan Houston. We were not supposed to get Dan Houston. We weren't even supposed to get Harry Perryman. Let's be absolutely honest. Port Adelaide was supposed to get Perryman. They were in him for years, in his ear for years. And he chose us, mainly because he played with us. Dan Houston chooses us. We get Dan Houston. We get a double All-Australian halfbacker who is absolutely elite with ball in hand. This is a good trade. This is already an A. I can already tell you this is an A. Can we turn that A into an A plus though? I just have a feeling. I don't know. I don't know why, but I feel like Collingwood is cooking something, and it's going to be an interesting last trade period. Also, remember, trades don't start until 2 o'clock because it's all an entertainment game for these things. Trade radio goes from 7 a.m. till 2 o'clock with just no trades, no content, just all rumors, right? And then 2 o'clock, then they can start putting in the paperwork and stuff like that and making everything official. But it is at 2 o'clock live from Marvel Stadium, and then it all finishes at 7:30. So 7:30 is the deadline. Deals can go up right up to 7:30. We saw Mitchell a couple of years ago do that. There has been a number of players throughout the course of just trade history that have gone right down to the wire. So it'll be really interesting to see. The one thing I'm interested to see is Bailey Smith. What is happening with him? What is it? Geelong offering pick 17. They don't want that. Western Bulldogs don't want that, which is fair enough. I wouldn't want that either for Bailey Smith. Do they bite the bullet and just let him go to the national draft? It's going to be really, really interesting. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Are Collingwood cooking something? Is Lepage cooking something? I'd like to know all your thoughts. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.